Greetings, everyone. This is Rock and Roll Spot Connection with the Weekly Comic Roundup. We've made it most of the way through the roundup. Now it's time to get to this week's Star Wars books. Kicking these off, we've got Star Wars Inquisitors, number 4. We're wrapping up the miniseries. Where we left off, the Inquisitors thus far had failed to kill the Jedi Tensu Run. Lord Vader grows increasingly displeased with them. So the issue opens on the planet of Zondula. Clone troopers arrive on gunships that looks to be members of the 501st, and execute the Jedi Jedi students present. On the Devastator, the Inquisitors are once again sent to kill Tensu Run, and Vader informs them that if they fail, they will cease to exist. And so, Tensu and Pan, as well as Tensu's other companion Jed, are waiting for the arrival of the Inquisitors and planning to take the fight briefly to them. And so, as the Inquisitors show up at the planet they're on, Tensu, Pan, and Jed go after the various the Inquisitors and their TIE fighter escorts. However, Pan sacrifices himself to destroy one of the TIE fighters. Tensu and Jed land on the planet and make their way into the temple at the base of the mountain. There's a legion of training droids is used as a distraction, but then Jed stands against the Inquisitors, holding his own for quite some time. Then, while Tensu deals with the rest of the Inquisitors, however, Lord Vader shows up. Jed is struck down, and then the Grand Inquisitor and Vader take on Tensu. However, Tensu simply gives up, explaining that his path to the Jedi was one of redemption, not glory, and he will die at peace with all that he's done. After that, Vader removes Tensu Run's head, stating that his body is to go to the soil of the planet, which will be walked upon by those who will never know the legend of Tensu Run. And that is where the series ends. I have to admit, I was kind of hoping that maybe Tensu would survive, but even his followers dying is oof. I mean, I've been saying for a while. There's a problem. There's a Star Wars is having a problem with there being way too many surviving Jedi who survived Order 66. It was one thing for, okay, yeah, Obi-Wan survived, Yoda survived, you know, Caleb Doom survived, Ahsoka survived, but it's just like, the list gets longer and longer as Lucasfilm decides, oh, we need a Jedi, it's from the prequel era, But yeah, anyways, moving on to our last one for the moment, we've got Star Wars: The Battle of Jakku, Insurgency Rising #1. So, the last few years of Star Wars comics largely were based in the year between The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, and eventually they had to make it to they had to say, okay, we're going on. We're gonna, show what happened after Return of the Jedi. And so, Battle of Jakku Insurgency Rising opens in the Anoat sector in the Outer Rim. A couple of B-Wings are dealing with TIE fighters. One of them sacrifices himself, and the other manages to return to Endor. On Endor, Han is leaving. He has a basically he's trying to he's basically trying to make it entreaties with members of the Galactic Fringe. Back in the Anoat sector, the Star Destroyer that's there is under the command of the sector governor. And the intelligence officer brings questions some of the governor's orders, but not to not to the point of getting executed. But the surviving Leia visits the pyre of Darth Vader, referring to Vader as father. And she gets to say all the things that she probably wanted to say, I guess. That, the rebels should be celebrating. She should be celebrating. For years of pain, they finally have good news. But she's stubborn and can't help herself. She needed to talk to Vader's remains face to face. Eventually tossing his burned helmet back on the pyre. On planet Deveron, Cabal of Force users are have met to basically their support behind the Empire. The remains, the what is known as the Imperial Remnant. On Endor, Luke confronts Leia about visiting Vader's pyre. Though they're interrupted when news of one of the B-wing pilots returning. On the Star Destroyer, the executive officer, Commander Brock, informs the intelligence officer that, is informed the intelligence officer that the reports are true about the Emperor's death. And also states that he's told that the one of the pilots survived, and the surviving pilot explains that that everything went wrong. She thought that they won the war, but I feel like everything is just getting started. Everything is going to get much, much worse. Their flight, or their squadron, has got shot down by TIE strikers, and there's an Imperial, fearless, desperate to keep the war alive, and he'll do anything to destroy the rebellion and restore the Empire. That'll be the governor. We have a backup story, The Rising, which tells the story of the sector governor of Anoat. He worked his way up. He enlisted young, worked his way up, and eventually became governor of the sector, and gassed the planet. There were three Imperials in particular he idolized somewhat: Thrawn, Tarkin, and Vader. But when he gassed Anoat, Vader promoted him to planetary governor. And that is where the issue ends. Interesting. I mean, to a degree, we kind of already know what all happened, but it'd be nice to see the details, or at least some of the details. Anyways, that's going to do it for now. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, Blue Sky, Instagram, Mastodon, Patreon, PayPal can be found in the description box down below. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off, saying, live long and rock hard.